Now, young voters are making a big difference in this election. We're seeing a huge interest among them, aged 18 to 29-year-olds, not only going to the polls, but they're also volunteering in record numbers in this election. We have a report from Chris Doran, who's one of our political correspondents here on TATV. Take a look at his report.
The question that's often asked in election cycles is, will my vote count and will my voice be heard? But in this election, the real question is whether the youth vote will make a difference at the polls. Since 1972, when 18 and 20-year-olds earned the right to vote, their participation at the polls has taken a drastic decline. However, that trend may just be put to rest, with more than 15 million young voters getting involved in the political process in record numbers. This younger generation is tapping into some new forms of communication. They're looking up the latest polling updates online, visiting the candidate websites, and watching YouTube videos about the election. With the economy on a steady decline and the war in Iraq going on, many young voters see these issues as a motivator to head to the polls and vote. The youth of the nation is not only looking to influence this election, but further a new direction for the country. Each vote and voice matters, whether it's Joe the Plumber on Main Street or Donald Trump on Wall Street. The decisions made by leaders, citizens-elect, affect everyone. We must all realize the power of one voice. Your vote can make a difference. For TATV, I'm Chris Doran.
We have breaking local results to bring you. The local, particularly for Saco, the local school reorganization plan has passed. We have a confirmation from Saco to 4-1. We just got that in. 4-1. The local school reorganization plan has passed, according to Saco Vice Chairman of the Saco School Board, David Galley. We are getting more results in. Hold on one moment. Maine Senate race, so far, Collins 69% to Tom Allen's 31%. Those are by large margins. We're going to cut it over to Lauren Bucavalis and Chelsea Bissonette with another election interview. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Justin. I'm here with Zach Gross, and I'd like to know who you would be voting for.
Personally, I would vote for Obama.
Okay, what issues of Obama's do you support?
There are certain issues, such as one of them is the gun policy. I find that he shouldn't, or should restrict certain types of them to responsible adults.
Okay, very good. Do you think this election will be a close race?
It could be close, and it could be a landslide for either Obama or McCain. It's just have to wait till it plays out.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to you, Justin.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Again, I'd like to repeat some of the results that we are bringing you from both the national race and the local race. So far in the presidential race, Senator Barack Obama has 81 electoral delegates to Senator John McCain's 34 electoral delegates. Recently, Obama, according to a CNN projection, has won New Hampshire. Again, this is a state that McCain really wanted to pick up. He won it in the primary race. That was 4 electoral delegates at stake. Again, there was 270 electoral votes needed to clinch the presidency of the United States. So there's a long way to go. We are going to be bringing you live results up till 9:30, so don't touch that dial. We're going to be bringing it to you. Also, from a local perspective, the school reorganization plan has passed a 4-1 margin. I mean, this is huge. School reorganization, 4-1 passed from the local perspective. We're going to take a short break, but when TATV 2008 election coverage continues, we're going to have Mr. Ron Mishu, who's the mayor of Saco, to talk about Saco's preparedness of this election. Don't go away. Welcome back to the TATV 2008 election coverage. I'm Justin Schnedt, your moderator for this evening. We just got new national results. Obama wins Pennsylvania with for 21 electoral votes, which makes Obama's total 102 to Senator John McCain's 34. Now, Pennsylvania was actually classified as a toss-up state in recent days, with McCain making a big push in that region. So Obama, again, wins Pennsylvania, claims 21 electoral votes to make his total 102 to Senator John McCain's 34. Joining me here, broadcasting live at the Saco City Hall, is Mr. Ron Mishu, Mayor of Saco. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you, sir. Nice to be here.
Let's talk about how today went for Saco. What did Saco do to prepare for such an historic election?
Well, I can assure you that our city clerk, Ms. Pellerin, has been working very diligently for a number of months to get ready for this particular election. In fact, we've had more absentee ballots than we've ever had. And those of you who came up here earlier last week would have seen the actual voting going on an ongoing basis. We made a goal of trying to make it as effective and simple for voters to get through the wards, and I think it worked rather well. I was down in Fairfield this morning at 7 o'clock when the polls first opened, and there was a line, but we moved through those folks rather quickly, and I think overall, I believe the voters in Saco will be satisfied for the services they received.
Do you think we're going to get a record turnout here in Saco particularly?
Well, I would have thought that before the process began, but as I spent time this evening at Fairfield, it seemed to taper off, as you would normally expect, somewhere around 6 p.m. So I'm not sure. I think a lot of folks may have voted early because of the fear of being stuck in the line, but in reality, the lines, particularly in the later part of the afternoon, were lighter than I would have thought. So it's a little early yet to see. The numbers are downstairs, but I have to sit down and really look at them to see how close we are to historic levels.
Let's look at some of those numbers. The school reorganization plan has passed by a 4-to-1 margin. What does that mean for Saco?
Well, I think it means, first of all, the voters understood the value of working with your neighbors and creating an educational system that would be good for all our children. They recognized there were some negative downsides to not approving the proposal, and I think they really understood that it was something that needed to be done. So I was really happy to hear that. That's the only reason I'm really here this evening, is to see how their proposal made it. And it's in Saco, it's been endorsed. I'm hoping it'll be endorsed in the other neighboring communities, so we can move forward in this proposal. It'll be a challenging one for our school board and the new regional school board that will be created to get everything in place by next July. But I think it's a commitment on the voters' part to keep working together as a community to improve our educational system.
What does Saco have to do moving forward if this passes in the other communities, in working with these communities to consolidate the resources in particular?
Well, as I said, the biggest challenge I think is going to be is the boards will have to develop and hold an election in January to elect regional school board members. And that regional school board will actually have to begin developing a regional system, such as going out recruiting and hiring a superintendent, the staff involved in the superintendency, and then creating a budget to present to the voters that have to be implemented by July 1st. So in a very short time frame of 6 months, you'll have to hold an election, develop a budget, bring it to the voters to hold another election, and get the system off the ground by July 1st. So it will be a very challenging period of time, but I know we'll get it done, and we'll get it done well. But it'll be quite a few months ahead of us.
If my math is correct, give or take a few days, this is about your 1-year anniversary of taking office as mayor of Saco.
Good memory.
How has your first year gone for you?
Well, it's challenging. It's probably more than I would have thought in the challenge, but I've enjoyed it. I think it's have the opportunity to work with different individuals in different venues to try to find successful conclusions to problems is always enjoyable. I had the opportunity to spend some time today at the wards distributing, as you know, our CFL light bulb program, and it's always exciting to meet people out there and to hear their concerns and comments about the community. And I say it honestly, in the last year, I've heard more positive comments about our community from voters and residents, and you sort of get a sense of satisfaction knowing the people out there appreciate what you're doing.
In September, you accepted an award on behalf of the city of Saco that claimed this city as the greenest city in the entire state of Maine. As mayor of Saco, what will you do specifically to help Saco continue to go green?
Well, as you we went up to Augusta today, you heard we're up there trying to work with an issue that our community has to deal with some energy issues in town. We've also done the CFL bulb distribution project. We're looking at, you may have heard about our waste recycling system. We're looking at a S&H Green Stamp type of reward system where you'll get points towards purchases based on the waste that you recycle. So we're always looking at innovative programs. We're considering the possibility of creating a position in the community that's a sort of like an energy consultant for the city, whose function would be to go out, look at energy usage, and come up with suggestions that we can improve that.
Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Well, thanks for having me on, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to recite some of the ongoing national results that we are coming in from CNN projection room. Barack Obama wins Pennsylvania, claims 21 electoral votes to make his total 102 electoral votes to Senator John McCain's 34 electoral votes. In the Maine, so going to a local race, the U.S. Senate, in the Maine race, Collins has 69% to Tom Allen's 31%, a huge margin there. We're going to take a look at the national election once again at each state that we have coming in from the CNN production room. Maine has gone to Obama with 4 electoral votes, and the percentages are 67% to 33% John McCain. Also in Obama's territory, Massachusetts with 12 electoral votes, Connecticut, 7 electoral votes, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., Illinois,